Hi, my lovelies. I hope you guys are having a great weekend so far. For today's video, I wanted to go back and do something that was finally actually requested. Yay! In the video where I showed the results of the Diamond Glaze and Mod Podge pour, I was asked, they said, oh, I thought it was a tutorial. Can you show how you did it? And I was trying to think of things that I could do in this tutorial today, and I thought, how about that? I'll do that. So with this one, I thought that I would just try to use the Diamond Glaze. Again, I am going to use the Crystal Opal Ice Resin glittery pieces. I don't know what you call them exactly. They're kind of glittery. I am going to mix it, so I do have a cup, and I've got my stir sticks around here somewhere. I am going to add just the tiniest bit of this yellow to kind of give it a Waylo Opal look, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I do have 3 bezels here that I'm going to use, and then I do have on hand my my tiny cabochon mold right here that I'm going to choose a couple of spots on. And if you can tell, I do have one of my bead things, bead containers that I have it sitting on, and this way when it gets done, all I've got to do is pick this whole thing up instead of taking a chance of picking all of these up, and that way I can store it, it'll be out of the way, my kids won't get to it, it'll have time to dry. So I will have to do the results video separately. It may be later this week, it may be next weekend, I'm not entirely sure yet, but let's see how this goes first. So you do want to make sure you do have gloves, especially with dealing with the inks, which I think this is ink. I want to say it is. I don't know, because I know I got them off of either Amazon or eBay. I can't remember exactly which, but you can see I can't read anything off of that label. I don't suggest getting these. Get a good brand. A good brand. They came from China. So, not knocking it off. Hey, it works, but I don't have a clue what color it's supposed to be, because the print was already rubbed off by the time that I got it. So that was one of the things that I was unhappy about with it. Okay, so we get our gloves on, and for this one I decided I was going to try the Diamond Glaze, partially because I have more Diamond Glaze than I do the Mod Podge, and I do want to see how well it's going to mix together, how it's going to do. So we're going to find out. So from where I used it last, got a little bit of crustiness on it. Just kind of get that off, and I'm going to pour however much. Okay, and I see that it's kind of dried up in the tip, so I just get my little needle, my little sewing needle that I don't use for anything else but like stuff like this, and I'm going to puncture that hole, and I can already tell it's letting air in. Good. So got that taken care of super quick, and I'm just going to, and actually I'll probably just take this off and pour it in there, but part of the reason why I wanted to do it this way was not just that, but that also I wanted to give it a chance to let the air out of the glue or resin or whatever you may want to call it, because it did leave, if you've watched it, it did leave a pretty good amount of bubbles, and I didn't really like that. So I've got my Diamond Glaze in there. I'm going to put 1 drop. 1 drop. That's all I'm going to add. I don't want a lot of coloring. And really, if I had white, I'd probably actually use white instead. But I don't have any. So I'm going to use that one. So now I'm going to take the Opal. That's about all I'm going to use. I'm not trying to overly do it. Hopefully it'll be enough, but I'll keep it close by. So I'm just going to mix. You don't have to stir for 2 minutes like you do with a 2-part resin. But I'm just going to stir just enough to where it'll look like it's pretty well mixed together. And this is more of a yellow than orange. I was hoping it was going to be orange. But like I said, they're not really, they weren't very well marked. But I think that this will be okay. I'll still use it. It'll be alright. Because the rest of them are in here like this, and I don't feel like digging through it to find the orange. So, from here, I'm just going to take it, and I'm doing it differently than I did before. Like I said, like before, I put a little bit of the Opal on, straight on there, and then poured the Mod Podge or the Diamond Glaze directly over top. And I think that's how I got so many bubbles. So hopefully this will actually correct that issue. I'm really hoping. But you see, I just took my stir stick and I just poured a little bit of it on the top of it. And I'm just going to get a little bit more on this one. It needs to be filled up just a little bit more. And for some reason, this one seems not level. I don't know. And I'm just pouring it. So this is how I'm doing this one. So I do not, anybody who is thinking about trying something like this, like if I had it, I would use UV resin. I don't have UV resin right now. Can't afford to get it right now, even though it's not super expensive. So that's why I'm just going with what I actually have. So now in this one, I think I'm going to try to use this little one right here. Okay. And I'm going to use the one right next to it that's round, which I don't know how well y'all can see it. Oops. I don't want to prevent that. Okay, it did go over. And I'm just going to turn this. Let's see. I'm going to do another one right here. And I think that's pretty good. Let's do a big square. Let's do one of these big squares. How about that? And another thing about wearing the gloves, you see, I got it on that finger right there. So I'd rather have it on the glove than on my finger, because Lord knows what this stuff can do to your skin. I do not want to find out anytime soon. Thank you very much. Gonna do. How about I do this one? A rectangular one. And I'm trying to fill them, but I'm not trying to overfill them. Let's see, I'm going to do this round one too. Which I think really at this point, once you get the main stuff done, if you wanted to add a different color, you probably could. And, you know, experiment and see how things go. Let's see, I'm going to do this one. Which really I had enough that I could probably have done another bezel. Another whole bezel. I could still probably do another whole bezel, but I'm just choosing to do what I've got set out already. Needs a little bit more still. Let's see. And I think I'll do the diamond right here. I've still got plenty left. I think I'm just going to kind of top off, get another drop or so in each one of these. Just to kind of, just make sure that they're filled pretty well, but not overfilled. Like I said, I don't want to overfill it. But if you watch the results video of the other, they did, for some reason, act like they were underfilled. Like they settled down a good amount as they dried, which was quite odd. I never thought that would happen at all, but it did. So we know what to expect. Hopefully, like I said, maybe by doing this, maybe we can prevent that to a degree. See, and I got a little bit in this little heart, so I'll just go ahead and fill it up. And I still have a little bit left because it doesn't take a lot to fill these up. It really, really doesn't. Just a few drops is really all it takes to fill it up. I also don't want to make a mess if at all possible. And I guess I'll do the other little diamond right here. Alright. And I think that's all we're going to use out of this. So this is how it is. Now I'm going to go ahead, especially take off that one since I've gotten some resin on it. I'm going to go through with my candle lighter, and I saw that I was getting some air bubbles, which is kind of expected. Just go around over top of it. Try to get those bubbles to pop because I've got some on here and they're being stubborn. And just quickly moving over them, trying to pop any of those bubbles that you could get. And even if I don't see bubbles, I still go over top of it just to be on the safe side. Let's see, there's bubbles on. I can see that I have bubbles on top of this one, and I have bubbles on top of this one. For some reason, this isn't getting it, and I don't know why. And it could be because it's actually not, you know, resin, but it is an experiment. It's just something to test and try out, and well, let's see how it goes and everything. So I think from here, and which actually what you could do is you could take a toothpick and try to move the bubbles out. I don't want to use my breath and blow on it because with it being so shallow and so thin that I don't want to take that chance. Alright. So that, I guess that's just part of the top of it. Oh, let's see what this one does without getting my fingers in the other stuff. Okay, that was, I don't know. I don't know what that is. Seems strange. Ooh, okay, so, and this is one good thing about having the paper towel right there. You can just wipe it right off. I'm going to do the same thing with this. It's just a little bit of gunk, I guess. That's all that is. So that's something to kind of be aware of a little bit. But otherwise, I mean, it looks fairly good, you know. That looks okay. This one overfilled quite a bit. That one's going to be a little wonky, kind of overfilled on me. And I don't know if I'll be able to get enough out and off to correct it. But we're going to try. See, so I'm just going to give up on that one. It's just going to be overfilled. It's supposed to be a diamond shape, but it's going to be a blob shape. So, maybe it'll concave like the previous batch, and maybe that'll kind of settle in. Hopefully, we'll see how it goes. I see I still have something in this one. It didn't quite catch. I think I got it that time. I don't know. Alright. I do still see I have a bubble. I may have gotten it. No, I did not. Ooh, big bubble. Big bubble. And it's not wanting to move. Let's see if I can... There we go. That got it. Yay. Okay, so I'm going to do this one last time. Run this over this. And I see I need to get some stuff off of that one. Okay. Let me get this off. Oops, it didn't quite catch. And it may be that it's just the opal part. I think that's what it might end up being. Oh well. So, okay, now I'm going to completely leave this alone. I'm going to put it up. I'm going to let it dry. And probably tomorrow evening, what I will do is I will get these down. I will get it on camera with the results of how things go. And once I get the chance, I will get it posted up for you guys. So, if you have any questions, comments, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. So don't ask, how did it turn out? Just, you know, fingers crossed for you is cool, but you know what I'm saying. So, we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.